What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Wealth Strategy Media TV. Today is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm excited to bring our guest on. But first, before we get started, I'm Aiden McNally. You guys know me. I am the president of Wealth Strategy Media. I am the co-founder of the nonprofit organization Relief Alliance. And we have a bunch of other stuff going on. With that, I'll keep it short and sweet, but I'll let my dad finish the rest and introduce himself.
Yeah, hey everybody. I'm Jeremy McNally with Relief Alliance and Wealth Strategy Media. Hopefully by now you know what we do. Wealth Strategy Media, though, we're here today. We're going to be interviewing a wonderful woman. This is going to be a great interview. Everybody should be listening to this. Just a little intro into what we have going on. We have a polo event coming up actually on the 3rd of April. This is a really big deal. Ultra elite networking. Only the ultra wealthy are going to be there. It's very selective and it's very exclusive. We'll have food. We'll have robots greeting you. It's going to be a pretty cool event. And we have some others coming up. We have a Body and Soul Expo coming up in the Palm Beach areas. This is also a really big deal. We're going to be covering that event from a media perspective, but we're also spearheading it with the hosts of the event. And then, of course, we have our Peace Gala. So you know how we nominate and appoint international ambassadors for peace. We're doing that here in Florida. And then our event, the Peace Gala, is going to be on June 27th. Definitely worth going to this event. It's also going to be a very high-end event at the Queen's Gambit in New Smyrna Beach. Who owns that is the governor candidate, Frank Russo. He's an independent. We're not picking political sides or anything, but he is supporting our Peace Gala. And this property is very beautiful. It's a multi-million-dollar mansion right on the beach. Beautiful. We'll have exotic cars, valet, food, security, entertainment. It's just going to be a really great night to remember. And then also, we are hosting National Parents Day this year in Florida. We're looking for 25 parents that really stick out, who does extraordinary things with their kids in their communities. We're looking for the best of the best. Certificates will be printed by Congress or the Senate and local leadership as well. But definitely stay tuned on these things. We're going to be promoting the heck out of it, and we'd love for you to join us at these events. If you do go, find us and say hi. Let's get some photos together. We always have media with us, photographers, videographers, and our signature style is red carpet, so you won't have anything less than a really high-end, beautiful experience. So, Aiden, what do you have going on, buddy?
Yeah, and I just want to add on. So our poll event on May 3rd, we're not publicizing anything, but if you are interested in going, go onto social media, onto Instagram, and DM at Wealth Strategy Media. There are some requirements for the people that we are letting come to this event, but if you are interested, definitely reach out on our social medias. But with that, I think we're ready to bring on to our guest. I'm excited for this. I was reading a little bit about her bio, listening to her song. We're going to play a song a little bit into this interview. So let's do this. So Tes, welcome. How are you doing today?
Yes, Tes. Yeah.
Hey, Tes. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I am an inspirational singer-songwriter, natural-born peace ambassador, and advocate for the voiceless. I'm the daughter of 2 Auschwitz survivors, and so I came into this world with this, okay, there's a lot going on here, and actually in my heritage, there's something called Tikkun Olam, which is a mandate to heal or add beauty to the world and certainly leave it better than we found it. And so that has played upon me as long as I can remember, probably from in the womb. So, yeah.
So Tes, I got a quick question for you. So talking to you before, what is We Are the Voice, and why is it needed right now? I want to understand a little bit more about what you're doing and how you're going about it.
So We Are the Voice started as a song, which we'll hear a little while into this, and it has kind of been germinating in me for some time, gestating, and evolved as a global movement to utilize the healing power of music. I think music is one of the most amazing alchemical powers that we have to bypass the intellect and move people and open their hearts and shift consciousness on the planet. And so we're at a moment where it seems like humanity is needing to evolve, not just technologically, but also from an evolutionary standpoint, ethically. And so this is a call to raise awareness and respect for compassion and reverence for all of life.
I love that. I think music's a great way to really get that point across. You know, it's very therapeutic and it can shift consciousness. It's moving, and of course, depending on what you're listening to. But I gotta say, also, you know, humanity. I kind of agree does need to evolve, and that's why we do the nonprofit work that we do. Is because it's nice to see people coming together, and it's nice to inspire people to get up and do something for others. So it's nice to see that you're in that as well, and you use music as your medium to make that happen.
Yeah, it's just about soothing a savage beast. I always love seeing those videos where, like, you know, lions or something listen to music and they get all like chilled out and peaceful, and it's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic. Yeah.
I'm curious, actually. I just want to add on to that a little bit. Do you know any like the scientific benefits? Because I'm really curious myself, like the scientific benefits to the music and like the frequencies that are inside of it. Do you know any of the stuff that like plays into that?
I've read a lot about it. I can't say that like from a scientific standpoint that I could like quote specifically, but I know that it shifts, like, you know, serotonin levels and all sorts of things like that. So there is alchemically, it does do something to our chemistry to help us be more regulated. Definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, I want to understand what inspired you to create this, but I think before I ask that, what kind of music are we talking about? Is this and how do you get that music? Is it something you work with others to obtain, or do you create your own? Like, how does that work?
Well, songwriting is a magical process for me, because I feel like mostly I'm just the vessel and I'm taking dictation from higher intelligence, and oftentimes, and I always know when it is purely channeled and it's not my ego being involved in it, when it comes through whole in like 20 minutes, rather than taking me 6 months or 2 years to write a song. It literally comes out in 20 minutes. And in this case, I'm not sure if you're familiar, there was a documentary that came out, actually. I looked up the year a little while ago, and it's been 13 years since I first had this experience. Was that I had gone to see the documentary film Blackfish, which was about the horrific treatment of the orca killer whale by the SeaWorld organization. And at the time, I was living directly on Mission Bay across from SeaWorld, and I would wonder about the trauma inflicted upon all of the marine life there because of the nightly fireworks that were going on. Just that, it was like bombs going off every single night. And then I saw this film and I was so shaken up by it. And it turned out that there was a protest happening the following weekend at SeaWorld. I'd never been to a protest before in my life. I thought, okay, I'm just going to go. And I made a little sign and it just said, "You want to know why? See Blackfish." And I gave the times and the 2 little art houses that it was playing in San Diego. And I'm standing there online, minding my own business with my little sign, and the cars are driving past to go into the parking lot to pay $75 to go enjoy their day at SeaWorld. And I'm standing there with 300-400 people. And my partner got restless, just standing there in the sun. And he stepped off the line, and he was gone about 15-20 minutes. And he comes back and he's all like amped up, and he says, "You got to come with me." I'm like, "Why do I have to go with you?" "They need you." "Who needs me? Nobody knows me here." And he said, "There's a band, they're setting up. They don't have a singer. They need somebody to lead chants." And so I stepped off the line with him, and it was like Aaron Brockovich in the movie. I get handed a bullhorn, and suddenly I'm standing there and I'm making chants right on the spot. And it was call and response. I'm saying something, and all 300-400 other activists that were there were repeating me. And it was like, okay, this is interesting and weird, but it's not like, I don't know if I ever need to do this again, kind of check it off the bucket list. And so I did that. 2 weeks go by, and I get a Facebook Messenger message from an acquaintance who had actually been there. I hadn't even seen her. And she said, the organizer of this event wants to know if you're coming to the next protest at SeaWorld. I'm like, I wasn't really planning to go back again. And she's like, well, they need you. You're a voice for the voiceless. And that resonated with me. And I stepped away from Messenger and I was like, okay, God, is there a particular message that you want this vessel to deliver to the people at this event? And this song came out. And the song is We Are the Voice for those who have no choice. So we are the voice for the voiceless. And right away, I knew that it was much bigger than me because I'm just an I, I'm not a we. And it's really taken me till now to go, okay, I need to fully step into this and not be in that, who am I to do this? And here we are.
That's the most beautiful inspiration story of someone's business I've ever heard during an interview. I'm telling you, that's amazing. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool that you embrace that. So what makes this, what you're doing, fundamentally different from other music collaborations? And I think you kind of spoke to that already, I mean, in terms of what led you here and how you go about it. But in your words, what makes this fundamentally different from other collaborations with music?
Well, I mean, certainly, it's really funny because years and years ago, I was inspired by a song that Barry Manilow put out called One Voice, and it went, one voice singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice singing so they hear what's on your mind. And when you look around, you'll find there's more than one voice. And then there's all these other voices that start coming into it. And that always left me with a big impression. And then, of course, we had We Are the World in the 20th century. And I think of this as the We Are the World for the 21st century. And what is different about this is that it's not just an open collaboration. And certainly I'm envisioning beloved, recognizable name recording artists as each taking a line or a phrase in the song. But as far as the chorus, we're putting out an open call to the whole planet. And so it's going to be a curated global movement with a global chorus, not just a song, but a unified voice, coming together as one voice for all of life.
That's amazing. I love that. And what does it look like when it fully just comes to life?
Well, I'm envisioning, so I've created a landing page, which I hopefully you'll share the link for. It's We Are the Voice global.netlify.app. And on there, people can sign up to participate in all sorts of ways, but certainly if they're inspired to, as part of the chorus. And once we have a fully produced version of the song, because what you'll hear today is just a piano and voice demo, that's just me. And so it'll be a fully orchestrated version of it with the artists that will participate to be named, that will take the lead parts. But then everybody that has signed up will receive a guide of the tracks of the chorus and instructions for how to videotape themselves singing. And we'll take all of that and make this beautiful mosaic of music. I think I just coined a new word. Of people, singing from all walks of life and all generations across the planet, coming together and include as much of that as possible in the final video that will be released on November 1st, 2026, intentionally coinciding with World Vegan Day, not from a dietary standpoint, but from an ethical standpoint of it's time humanity wakes up and realizes that we're all one. And, and like I put a quote on the landing page attributed to Mahatma Gandhi, and I changed his word from nation to civilization. And it is the greatness of a civilization and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. So it's kind of a wake-up call to humanity. It's not a far step from how we treat our animals to how we treat each other. So
You know, what do you mean when you say humanity? We're all one. I actually tend to believe this myself. In fact, I think I've used very similar verbiage once before. What, in your words, does that mean? Like, we're all one. I want our listeners to hear this because I think that's so important.
Well, I believe that there is one consciousness that is orchestrating this entire. I call it the divine play. That we are all characters. Shakespeare said, "All the world's a stage, all the men and women merely players." And I believe that we are all the divine consciousness in disguise, masquerading as different personalities and different forms, and that whatever we do to one another, we're doing actually to ourselves. I literally had an experience of this about 25 years ago. I was at a festival, and they took a good amount of time at the end of the festival. There must have been about, I don't know, probably at least 1,000 people there. They took a good amount of time of having us face one another, everybody holding hands. So it was like this huge serpent. And when it was finished, they put this amazing music on, and we were told, don't let go of each other's hands. And as the music started, we were told to move. And as we moved, we went past face after face after face after face after face of person. And all of a sudden I could see it. And it was like, my voice rose really high. And I was like, you're me, you're me, you're me, you're me. And it was like, in that moment, I actually literally saw beyond the mask, beyond the illusion of separation of a separate you and a separate me, to see the essence. And that's why they say the eyes are the windows to the soul, because when we look past this costume, this mask that is our face, and we just look directly into the eyes, we see into this vast space. And that's what's behind this charade that we're all a part of. So.
Oh my gosh, I could talk to you for hours about that. That is a rabbit hole and a half. I think I could have a whole conversation.
I know.
This is my passion. This is my
oh
yeah. So I've heard you mention once, walking the moral imagination. I was curious to know what that means and how that fits into what you're doing. So, walking the moral imagination. Do you remember saying that?
Well, actually, it's a lyric in the song, and it's actually we will wake the moral conscience is what I meant, and that is when compassion and respect and reverence stop being an abstract idea and actually become how we live.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit more, just to drill that in?
Yeah, I think that we have been so programmed to be in this time is money reality, and like programmed to, like, our whole focus is ambition and getting ahead and not being left behind and leaving our mark and all this stuff that creates such an anxiety inside of us that we really forget to be present with one another. We really forget to be present with other human beings, with other creatures, with nature around us. And we exist. We're walking, talking, living, breathing miracles existing inside of a living, breathing dimension. And so we've lost the reverence and awe and gratitude for our own existence and the existence of all that is outside of our eyeballs. And so, I offer something that I call the Slow Queen Nervous System Reset Retreat. And I talk about things like functioning at the pace of grace. And so I'm a big advocate for stepping out of the man-made illusion of time-bound awareness, which is all like, revved up adrenaline speed, and really dropping into our breath and dropping into presence with one another, because we really are all such sacred, miraculous manifestations of the divine, and we just take all of that for granted. We just miss the boat on all of it, and it's painful. It's really painful.
It is, and you know, it is easy to get caught up in life because it is about money and it is about survival to some degree, and that's easy to distract you from what really matters: connecting with yourself spiritually, connecting with other people, being present, not living in the future, not living in the past. You know, just making the best decisions you can make right now, here and now. And if you could do that, tomorrow will always be better. But I think, you know, it is easy to lose that just because of life. And I think that's the excuse you hear a lot is life gets in the way, you know, and that's so broad. But I think if you boil it down, it really does come back to just, I need money to survive. I want to get ahead. I don't want to be left behind, to your point. And it's sad. So how do we figure out how to work with that reality and still be present with one another and ourselves for that matter, right?
Well, I think it's really about what I call a spiritual reality check, you know, and getting people to slow down, because once we get present with one another, once we go, okay, all right, I'm just gonna like put my to-do list and agenda aside for a minute, and I'm just gonna like Ram Dass said, be here now with you. And if I look into your eyes and you look into my eyes, we lock in and we really get a sense of this something greater than us that is the source of all that is breathing life into us. That, you know, we're not doing anything, we're not even breathing, we're being breathed, you know, right. We're not like consciously breathing, so it's not like we're really responsible for keeping ourselves alive. We're being kept alive by some intelligence that's enjoying being animated in this dimension as us and playing this game, you know. And
yeah.
I think that the more grateful we are and more aware of that we are, the more likely we're going to get to hang out and have fun longer. If we're like, get me out of here, or, you know, life sucks, I hate it, we're going to be accommodated. We're likely going to be accommodated. So it's really about gratitude and attunement to the grace that getting to exist, the privilege that getting to exist actually is.
I love it. We're actually about to get into.
I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say this shows up in your music, right? And hence we are the voice. So what do you want people? I think you sent a song to us. I want to play it actually for our listeners. Aiden, you could play that, but before we do, what do you want people to feel when they hear the song that we're about to play?
I think the song is an ethical call to conscience.
Yeah.
And that we are part of something much bigger than us. And and I would like to awaken an embodied reverence so that we viscerally feel the truth of our oneness. That's what I would like, that something moves inside of people to be like, oh wow, yeah, where's my head been? You know, we're so sacred, and I need to be much more present and grateful, and in support of the treatment of, you know, good treatment of all the other creatures on this planet, you know. So
even the trees, everything, really.
Everything. I mean, the planet is a living organism. You know, I say I have a movement, a viral movement that I started. It's not viral, but it's an online movement called Rename the Planet. Let's rename the planet Planet Peace, because I believe that, you know, that we cast spells and we pass sentences with every word that we choose. Words are magic. And so we treat the mother that we call Earth like dirt. And rather than treat her like dirt, if we called her Planet Peace, then every step we took upon her would be a step of respect. And some people might think, oh, well, that's naive or that's silly, but it's like you're still planting a thought seed that gets inside, and then each of us become an ambassador of that thought, and the way that we treat the planet can shift.
Yeah, understood.
Amazing.
Well, let's play that. Aiden, do you want to play that? I'm really curious.
Awesome. I'll put that on now. So I'm excited. I listened to this a little bit earlier, so I've been hyped to play it for you guys.
Yay! Thanks.
Awesome.
Let's get that playing. guys can hear it good?
Yeah.
Try to turn the volume up a little.
We are the voice for those who have no choice. We are the eyes for those who don't yet see. We take a stand to wake the moral conscience, and we'll keep on till everyone is free. Man has not understood his role on earth. Every creature here has equal worth. If God hath breathed a life into a soul, it has the right to live it safe and whole. Arrogant will to conquer fear and greed. Selfish, cruel denial, let 'em bleed. Control and domination through forced insemination. A gross abomination is our deed. We are the voice for those who have no choice. We are the eyes for those who don't yet see. We take a stand to wake the moral conscience, and we'll keep on till everyone is free. Listen up, fellow humans, to this plea. This world was made for more than you or me. Enslaved for your amusement, abused by your confusement. No living thing is your commodity. We've claimed their flesh for our own gain, turned blind and deaf to all their pain, and still we call ourselves humane. We are insane. We are insane. We are insane. We are the voice for those who have no choice. We are the eyes for those who don't yet see. We take a stand to wake the moral conscience, and we'll keep on till everyone is free. We are the voice. 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 This game of pretend must come to an end, and we'll keep on till everyone is free.
Gosh, that was just extremely beautiful. So now people have heard that song.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
By the way, I the piano in the background, that was just so beautiful. I love it. Did you do the instrumentals real quick? I know you had a question, and so
I did not. It's like one of the big frustrations of my life is I took piano lessons for 6 years as a kid, and then I was 12. And I was in 6th grade, and I was with all my friends we all started noticing boys, and everybody wanted to start growing their fingernails. And I had a really strict Russian teacher who would say, "You make tap, tap, tap on the piano." And so out went the piano. And it's such a source of frustration because I think I'm a pretty excellent singer-songwriter, if I dare say so myself. And the words and the melodies always come hardwired together for me. Like the words tell me how the melody that goes along with them.
Yeah.
But when I try to learn how to accompany myself, I'm so remedial with my hands that I frustrate myself. But as a performer, I'm sort of like out front with the audience anyway, so I don't really want to be sitting behind a piano. But long answer to a short question, no, somebody else played that for me.
All right.
Amazing. And then now that we've heard that song, how can people get involved? It's the We Are the Voice global.netlify.app. That's the correct link everyone can get involved with.
Everyone can get involved there and, read what's there and how it moves them and what resonance they feel and whether they're inspired to lend their voice and get on the list so that when the arrangement is ready, it'll be sent to them with instructions on how to record and videotape themselves, or simply to share the link is a great help to help spread the message and get more people involved, and also to amplify other ways, whether it is their skills, their resources, or connections that they might have artistically or graphically or technologically or other things that are also beyond me. Obviously, this is a much bigger project than me, so all those ways. There's a way to send an email and connect.
I absolutely love that. And if you could leave people with just one last message, what would that message be?
Well, I think that my personal credo comes down to respect life, and that this is an opportunity to demonstrate that music can not just entertain, but can heal, can educate, can do all sorts of things to shift how we treat one another. So it's a beautiful opportunity.
I love that. I love that
Makes
so
sense.
much. Well, Tes, go on.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good thing to leave the audience with. I'm curious, what's happening next with you? Like what should people be watching out for as far as We Are the Voice is concerned, or you personally? Like what should we be looking out for?
Well, I mean, we're building toward a global release of this on November 1st, 2026, which does coincide with World Vegan Day. And that was like an intentional strategy to amplify that to that message and kind of dovetail with that movement that is already in place, which is really an ethical message more than it is a dietary one. And then my hope is that that November 1st will then be the launch of the We Are the Voice World Awakening or Global Awakening Tour. And so I would be hoping to travel the world, performing live concerts with local artists, whoever happens to be in that part of the world, and just build a movement. That's the plan with this. Yeah.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
So Aiden, you have anything you want to?
No, I think that's it, Tes. It was such amazing time interviewing you. I appreciate that. I absolutely love your music too. So I'm looking forward to all the big things. Everybody, make sure to go check out this link right now. Read all about her and what she's doing. It's just absolutely amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on here today.
Such a pleasure to be with you both. Thank you. I hope to see you again.
Yeah, you too, Tes. I hope you have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.